Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of Minister for Security, Dan Jarvis, MBE MP. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today marks the final day of the 92nd Interpol General Assembly here in Glasgow. We will shortly conclude proceedings with final statements and the handover flag ceremony to commemorate the passing of the Interpol flag to the next hosting country of the General Assembly. And I have the pleasure to invite Minister for Security, Dan Jarvis, MBE MP, for his closing remarks.
Your Excellencies, honoured delegates, I wish you a very good afternoon. It is genuinely a great pleasure to be here, although in other circumstances a government minister coming to the attention of this many members of Interpol would perhaps mean that a colossal scandal was brewing. Hopefully that is not the case. I have to say that I feel the same way about Interpol that I felt about my former colleagues in the British Army's Parachute Regiment. Thank goodness that we're all on the same side. Interpol does vital work, and it does it superbly well. You are rightly known and celebrated for it right across the world. This year has been a year of change. Interpol has a new General Secretary. Congratulations. And 9 positions on the Executive Committee are taken by new representatives from right around the world. Thank you to those whose terms have just ended. Now, I know that you are all ultra-determined and ready to help Interpol go from strength to even greater strength. It is a great privilege to be your colleague, and I want to say a massive thank you to you all on behalf of the UK government. Thank you too for attending the 92nd Interpol General Assembly. We have hugely enjoyed hosting you here in the great city of Glasgow. We're proud, once again, that Glasgow has played host to the world. The INTERPOL General Assembly is yet another major feather in its cap. You have used the last 4 days to discuss many of our most pressing security challenges. The security threat is ever present and ever more complex. We are called to fight on multiple fronts, from stopping the abuse of children to recovering millions for the victims of fraud to countering terrorist activity. Now, I know that you've heard this from our Prime Minister at the beginning of your conference, but it is something that bears constant repetition. Criminals do not respect borders. Governments must respect borders, and countries need to work together to fight crime and terrorism. And of course, the task is not just to keep up with criminals and terrorists, it is even more demanding than that. The task is to stay ahead of them. So, international cooperation, not just between governments, but between law enforcement agencies, is utterly vital. Working together in an inclusive way, we can innovate to outsmart criminality. This may be a General Assembly, but it's more than that too, because I know that we are all ruthlessly focused on tangible outcomes, on cutting crime. And I know that what you have agreed over the last 4 days is yet another big step forward to support that goal. I'd like to say a brief word or two about the challenges which are part of my ministerial role: the fight against fraud and financial crime and the fight against terrorism. Fraud and financial crime have a devastating effect. They bring misery and hardship to individuals. They are used to fund other crimes. Left unchecked, they will undermine investment and wreak havoc on national economies. Last year, the Global Organised Crime Index Fund found that financial crime is in the top 3 most substantial criminal enterprises in almost every continent. Financial crime has a significant to severe influence in 132 countries. That is a devastating figure and represents harm to the livelihoods and even the lives of millions. This really matters, and we need better and bolder solutions now. And inevitably, fraud and financial crime is particularly likely to be conducted across national borders. The UK is a world leader in tackling bribery and corruption. Our National Crime Agency is doing sterling work in this field. One case demonstrated the agency's ability to operate at speed in investigating bribery in action. 2 individuals were charged in August 2023 after requesting substantial sums of money to help secure an exclusive mining joint venture with the government of Madagascar. The pair attempted to solicit a bribe from Gemfields, a UK-based company that specialises in the responsible mining of rubies and emeralds. Suspicious of the pair's intentions, Gemfields reported concerns about corruption to the National Crime Agency, who used all tools and tactics in the pursuit of justice. Sure enough, prison sentences followed. The case is a sobering reminder that criminals will exploit any possible angle and that there is no depth to which they will not stoop. So we must work together to defeat fraudsters and others who operate internationally. Yet the case also reminds us that many, indeed most businesses, are run by decent and responsible people, and that world-class professionals can get ahead of criminals and apprehend them. I also want to say something briefly about terrorism. The terrorist threat to the global community is unrelenting and evolving. Moreover, the risk is rising. Despite a prevalence of lower sophistication attacks in the UK, the threat we see today and that we anticipate in the coming years is more diverse, more dynamic, and more complex than ever before. Firstly, the domestic terrorist threat is less predictable and harder to detect and investigate, and there is always a persistent and evolving threat from terrorist groups overseas. And this, of course, is not a challenge that we face alone. Accelerating advances in technology bring both risks and opportunities for our counter-terrorism efforts, and many terrorist groups are transnational. All of this being so, our international partnerships are absolutely crucial, and that very much includes those formed within the Interpol grouping. I encourage you all to think about how we can better cooperate and collaborate in increasingly innovative ways to help keep our citizens safe. The UK funds Interpol's joint programme with the United Nations to counter chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear terror. This 5-year initiative is developing strategic threat assessments against CBRNE using national law enforcement information. It helps the international community counter the threat posed by non-state actors to CBRNE materials. At the launch in 2020, Interpol's Executive Director of Police Services, Stephen Kavanagh, said, "While the terrorist threat is global, it impacts regions differently and therefore requires a tailored approach from law enforcement, policymakers and other stakeholders." This is an excellent point. International cooperation on crime does not necessarily demand a one-size-fits-all approach. As this General Assembly draws to a close, and knowing that all of you today have gathered together to renew your commitment to fight crime together, I feel confident about the future, so long as we keep our collective eye on the horizon and beyond. In many ways, we are now more connected than ever before, and yet we still have much more to do to help keep our people safe. I promise you that the UK will continue to be a central player in this effort, and that we will remain a steadfast partner of Interpol. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister for Security Dan Jarvis, MBE MP. I'd now like to invite Major General Dr. Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, President of Interpol, to deliver his closing remarks.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Dan Jarvis, Minister of Security, Your Excellency Graham Bigger, Director General of the NCA, Your Excellencies, distinguished ministers, Chief of Police, Head of Delegations, good afternoon. As we bring this General Assembly to a close, I want to acknowledge the exceptional dedication and insight each of you has contributed to our important decisions this week. The General Assembly marks a milestone for Interpol with the selection of Valdisi Orqueza as Interpol new Secretary General. We also welcome new Executive Committee members. Congratulations on your appointment, who will strengthen Interpol's strategy and framework. Today, we were honored to welcome His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh. His support highlights the lasting importance of our mission, and we are truly grateful for his recognition of our shared commitments to global security and cooperation. This week, you focused on making key governance decisions that only the General Assembly can set in motion to strengthen foundation of Interpol's operations. You approved a series of resolutions covering vital areas like data processing, financial oversight, and management of the General Secretariat. Each decision is a step forward in making Interpol more efficient and transparent in serving global security needs. By building stronger governance, we are enhancing the organization's ability to respond to the complex challenges we all face, and making sure that Interpol remain resilient and ready to protect communities worldwide. To change in governance and leadership that you made during this General Assembly are important steps in making Interpol a stronger and a powerful organization that truly supports police agencies worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, we gathered here this week with a clear purpose: to strengthen international police cooperation and to make the world a safer place for the people we serve. Throughout the General Assembly, you have highlighted the urgent challenges facing the international police community. Together, this week, we have built practical strategies to confront them. It's important to remember that these strategies are not just words. They are critical tools that will protect lives, uphold justice, and create stability across borders. Last year, we took steps to close ranks against transnational organized crime under the Vienna Convention. This year, we confirmed this complement to disturb these criminal networks. Together, we have developed a stronger framework to protect communities and dismantle organized crime worldwide. Our discussion this week also reflected on the importance of inclusive policing. Trust and accountability are the foundation of our effective policing. And together, we recognize that our greatest strength lies in our ability to build trust with all communities. Your discussion here confirmed Interpol's commitment to lead by example, showing respect, fairness, and accountability in everything we do. Looking ahead, we know our challenges will only grow. This rapid evolution of technology, the complexity of transnational threats, and the vulnerability of digital space mean we must remain adaptable, united, and prepared. The decision we made, the strategies we refined, and the commitment we reinforced are not just words. They are calls to action that will guide our organization, driven by the capable hands of new members we elected to the Executive Committee. With their leadership, in close collaboration with our new Secretary General, we can take Interpol vision forward with the strength, determination, and a clear sense of purpose. Thank you for your hard work, for the candid discussion, and for your commitment to each of their and to this organization. To conclude, let us carry forward the dedications we made and support the new leaders we have chosen and uphold our shared responsibility to protect the lives and freedoms of people no matter where they are. Let me invite you to meet in Marrakesh next year. The Chief of Police and Head of Security is here with us today, and will be even stronger, united in purpose, and prepared for the challenges ahead. Thank you, safe travel, and see you next year in Marrakesh. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. President. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the handing over ceremony of the Interpol flag by the current host country, the United Kingdom, to the next hosting country, the Kingdom of Morocco. I now invite the President of Interpol, Secretary General-elect, and all Executive Committee members to come forward to the centre of the main stage. I would now like to invite the Minister and the Director General of the National Security in the Kingdom of Morocco to join us at the centre of the main stage for the handing over ceremony of the flag. The Kingdom of Morocco has officially received the Interpol flag to host the 93rd Interpol General Assembly session in 2025. Congratulations to the Kingdom of Morocco. I would now like to invite Mr. Abdelatif Hamouchi, Director General of National Security in the Kingdom of Morocco, to the podium, and the Minister for Security, President, Secretary General-elect, and all Executive Committee members to return to their seats. I would now like to invite Mr. Abdelatif Hamouchi, Director General of National Security in the Kingdom of Morocco, to say a few words.
Thank you. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على مولانا رسول الله وآله وصحبه أجمعين.
The compassionate and the merciful Mr. Ahmed al-Nasser Raisi, President of the Interpol, Mr. Valdisi Urquiza, the Secretary General-elect, Mr. Jürgen Stock, outgoing Secretary General, dear colleagues, dear friends, chiefs of police in the Interpol family, dear colleagues, heads of delegations, representatives of NGOs, dear friends, brothers and sisters, the Kingdom of Morocco is delighted to receive the flag of the Interpol from the UK as a preparation to host the next General Assembly in Marrakesh, the Red City, which is an antique city, a very ancient city. At this occasion, I would like to, on my own behalf, on behalf of the Moroccan delegation, to thank all the member states who have unanimously given us this opportunity to host the 93rd General Assembly in Marrakesh, who is already in preparation. We are deeply delighted and honored that we all meet once again in the city of Marrakesh, so that we will have proceedings on the international security, to look into ways to work closely in international policing in this respect. Morocco is delighted, and it is now our next destination to all the member states in order to meet again, so that together we can put policies to fight cross-national crime. The Kingdom of Morocco, specifically the Red City, Marrakesh, to host you all in November next year, and we are deeply honored and we are fully committed to be up to standard, up to expectations. The Kingdom of Morocco look at the proceeding of the GA of the Interpol. It is a large-scale family gathering, police family, in order to contribute in building an international community and to have some foresight in order to get ready to go beyond and mitigate the difficulties we will face in the future. Hopefully, our deliberations will be fruitful. We will be contributing in closer police cooperation, and we will create a new robust bloc in order to undermine and disrupt criminality. I would also take this opportunity once again to thank every one of you who have contributed in making this GA a success, a flawless organization, and we have an appointment next year in the Kingdom of Morocco. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank deeply Dr. Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi and Mr. Stock and the EC members for all the efforts who have been undertaken so far in order to uphold the common work of policing worldwide. I also would like to wish the best of luck to the incoming SG, Mr. Valdisi Urquiza. And to finish, may I, on my own behalf and on behalf of the Moroccan delegation, to welcome you all in the city of Marrakesh during the next GA meeting of Interpol, and hopefully it is going to be an exceptional, an outstanding outstanding SGA in order to contribute in this path. I would like now, waiting that time, let us look at this video that shows the milestones of the city historic of Marrakesh. And once again, thank you and peace be upon you all. And let's meet in Marrakesh very soon next year. Thank you very much.
حدائق المنارة هي شاهد على عبقرية الإنسان المغربي. فهذا الحوض البهيج الذي يعود للقرن الثاني عشر ميلادي كان هو شريان الحياة في حاضرة مراكش، حيث تخزن مياه جبال الأطلس الراسيات ليعاد تدويرها لسقي حدائق المدينة الحمراء. سكينة هذا المكان الزاخر بالحياة تجعل منه الفضاء الأرحب لتجمع سكان مراكش وزوارها من مختلف دول العالم. ولهذا اخترنا في المملكة المغربية أن يكون شعار الدورة 93 للجمعية العامة للإنتربول بمدينة مراكش خلال الفترة الممتدة من 24 إلى 27 نوفمبر 2025 هو حدائق المنارة، كدرة للعقد تحيط بها سعائف النخل الباسقات والزليج المزركش، وتتوسطها نجمة بلادنا الخفاقة في ضياء الخلود. في المغرب سوف تكتشفون أكثر من 1000 منظر طبيعي تتعايش فيه الصحراء والبحر، الجبال والواحات المغطاة بالثلوج، والقصبات القديمة، ومراكز المدن الحديثة. فلا غرابة في أن يشكل المغرب قبلة آمنة لأكثر من 15 مليون سائح يجذبهم فن العيش وكرم الضيافة وتنوع الثقافات والوعد الآمن بتجارب لا تنسى. في المغرب سيلتقي الزائر بشعب متنوع يحمل في ثناياه ثراء تاريخ وثقافة تعود إلى آلاف السنين. وستكتشفون شباباً مبدعين تدربوا في مدارس وجامعات رائدة ويتطلعون إلى مستقبل واعد بثقة راسخة. يتمتع المغرب أيضاً بأحد أكثر الاقتصاديات دينامية في القارة الأفريقية، فهو المصدر الأول للفوسفات في العالم والذي يشكل أحد مرتكزات الأمن الغذائي العالمي. يتوفر كذلك على البوراق القطار فائق السرعة الوحيد في أفريقيا، وميناء طنجة المتوسط المرفأ البحري الأول للحاويات في أفريقيا والبحر الأبيض المتوسط. وينضاف إلى كل هذه المؤهلات الإثارة والشغف المرتبطان بتحضيرات المغرب لاحتضان كأس إفريقيا لسنة 2025 وكأس العالم لكرة القدم سنة 2030. ولئن كان المغرب يرنو إلى المستقبل بخطى ثابتة، فإن المديرية العامة للأمن الوطني تنهض بدور كبير في ذلك، فهي الجهاز المؤتمن على أمن المواطنين والوافدين من مختلف الجنسيات، وهي الحريصة على توفير الأجواء الآمنة ومواجهة مخاطر الإرهاب والجريمة المعلوماتية وكل التهديدات المحدقة بأمن الأشخاص والممتلكات. والمغرب البلد العضو والنشيط في الانتربول منذ سنة 1957 يتوفر على موقع استراتيجي يجعله يضطلع بأدوار رائدة في مكافحة الجريمة المنظمة العابرة للحدود الوطنية. فالتعاون من أجل عالم أكثر أمناً هو مناط وجود الأمن المغربي، وهو مبتغى اجتماعاتنا القادمة بمدينة مراكش سنة 2025. مراكش هي جوهرة مغربية تصدح بعبق التاريخ، تأسست في القرن 11 ميلادي عند سفح جبال الأطلس وأودية منطقة الحوز الجبلية، وتحيط بها مناظر طبيعية شديدة التنوع. مدينتها العتيقة مصنفة كتراث عالمي في سجلات اليونسكو، وماضيها التاريخي التليد يمنحها ويمنح زوارها معالم أثرية متفردة. وساحتها الشهيرة جامع الفنا هي موروث إنساني عالمي، وهي عبارة عن مسرح مفتوح يزخر بالحياة والتعايش بين الشعوب. إنها نقطة الانطلاق المثالية للتجول في المدينة القديمة والأسواق الشعبية، حيث يكتشف الزائر حرفية الصانع المغربي ونكهات التوابل وجمالية الألوان الطبيعية. ففي هذا الملتقى الثقافي والتاريخي والحضاري تتعايش الرياضات الجميلة المختبئة في أزقة المدينة القديمة مع الفنادق التاريخية التي تحاكي في جمالها القصور الخالدة.
مرحبا.
مراكش برهنت ومنذ أمد طويل على قدرتها على احتضان وتنظيم الأحداث الدولية الكبرى في كنف أسمى درجات الأمان، من قبيل مهرجان الفيلم الدولي ومؤتمر الدول الأطراف حول المناخ كوب 22 سنة 2016، والاجتماع السنوي لمجموعة البنك الدولي وصندوق النقد الدولي سنة 2023. وفي العام المقبل ستسعد مراكش بشكل خاص ومعها المملكة المغربية باستضافة الدورة 93 للجمعية العامة للإنتربول. وتحضيراً لهذا الموعد تعلموا من فضلكم كلمة باللغة العربية والتي تعني ويلكم، لأنكم سوف تسمعونها كثيراً عند زيارتكم المغرب.
مرحبا.
And now, please welcome to the stage the Scottish Police and Community Choir. This choir is made up of serving and retired police officers, along with partners and friends from across Scotland. It has become a great source of friendship, support, and light relief from the rigours of police work, difficult shifts, and stressful incidents. It's also a source of fantastic fun, and the choir has evolved into its current form, where members of the communities with no police connections can now join too, bound by the belief we are stronger together. They have toured internationally and performed for King and Country. So would you please give a warm welcome to the Scottish Police and Community Choir.
Let me
Many thanks once again to the Scottish Police and Community Choir for that beautiful performance. Let's hear it once again. Thank you very much. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will now come to the end of the closing ceremony of the 92nd Interpol General Assembly here in Glasgow. It has been a great honour for the United Kingdom to host the Interpol General Assembly. Thank you for travelling all the way to Scotland and for your contributions and support in making the 92nd Interpol General Assembly a most memorable and successful one. Please rise for the exit of the colours. You'd never have believed it if he was up there.